your traffic, but I love you.
Ahora de Cuba a la Bella, del Palacio los Jugos.
Los chicharrones.
Los vecinos aquí se enteran de todo.
Mi vecina era CDR en Cuba.
Y en verdad no hay nothing that you can do. Chacleteras sin llames con corbata.
Aquí yo vendo hot dog, pero en Cuba yo era médico.
Le saco el dedo y digo Q. Sweet home Hialeah. Solo 30 minutos de Le Fallo. Oh, sweet home Hialeah. I hate your traffic, but I love you.
I'll start that again. Hello, everybody, and welcome. I mean, Alex could have done that, but he's too busy on his phone. Angry texting, it looks like. But anyway,
Yeah,
hello, everybody, and
upset.
welcome to another edition of East End, your boy, straight out of Hialeah. I'm Bobby Melendez, joined always by my brother, Alex Atiachiska. And Harrison, if you're watching, yes, I am doing a show right now. That is why I can't the phone. It wasn't intentional, but it is what it is. Alex, my brother, it's been a little bit. How you doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Wrapping up the day. Looking forward to our convos. A little upset now. I just when I left the Heat, we were down 4 in halftime, and then I just come down, take a shower, log on to here, and I see that we're down somehow 20-something points. I don't know what the hell happened. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with their size and their defensive backcourt. But first game, let's go.
Only game
let's
one.
Get on with the road.
It is only game one.
Yep.
But still, it's disheartening. Same old. But yes, Tati, we are live on Instagram, X, Twitter, Facebook, Twitch, wherever we are. We appreciate you, everyone who's watching. Hit that like and subscribe button. Plenty to talk about tonight. Obviously, talking Miami Dolphins. The big news is Tua is cleared, is set to return. Should be playing the Arizona Cardinals game. Start at quarterback after what seems to be another dud by the Dolphins. Tyler Huntley injures his shoulder. Tim Boyle comes in, and there's no movement by Miami. They lose to Indianapolis and fall 2-4 on the season. Dolphins did sign C.J. Beathard from San Francisco as a third-string quarterback because Tyler Huntley will be out, but Tua is set to start. So some good news for Miami. Now, will it be enough to, quote-unquote, save the season? We'll talk about that. Miami Heat currently playing right now, as Alex has alluded to. The game was close to, I think it was the Magic were up by 3 or something by halftime, but now the Magic have taken a 25-point lead late in the third quarter. They outscoring the Heat 31-10 in the third quarter, which is crazy. But yeah, so let's catch up, Alex, man. First off, Dolphins lose to the Colts. I haven't heard from you. I obviously did post game, but only did it for about an hour because I can only do so much. My head's been killing me, but it is life is life. But man, we haven't heard from you, man. What was your initial thoughts on that Indianapolis Colts game?
Froze up on me there a little bit. Let me see. Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Oh, you hear me? Okay, you
I
froze
hear
up.
you.
I couldn't hear anything you said.
What are your thoughts on the Miami Heat? I mean, the Miami Dolphins game, the Indianapolis Colts Miami Dolphins game.
It was a little disheartening because once again, it's a one possession game, and you feel sometimes. Honestly, what pisses me off the most continuously is this handoff to Ingold because people come to see it already and expect it because the moment. That's my dog Dash making an appearance. Just loves the show. Man, I'm doing a show. Dash, come on, man. Come on. Thank you. Just start barking right away now. That's what I'm stop. See? In a second. Just work with me. He's almost inside. It was just starting because it turned into a one possession game again. And it's not like we're being destroyed by these teams, but that's the part that I don't understand. Once again, I know Tua's back, everybody's excited, but the part that I'm having difficulty grasping is I don't believe no matter what defensive scheme they throw at you, that you can somehow remove Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle from a game plan completely. You know, that's the part that to me that I don't understand how McDaniel did not get him involved. And also Jalen Wright. Jalen Wright is your best running back, all-around running back right now. He has to be playing consistently. Some way, somehow, you need to have a part of the passing game, deploy a chain, more of a catchback, and have Mozart and Wright on repeat. And now it's the opposite is unfolding. Now some of us are like, oh, McDaniel's falling in love with the run game. And all he's doing is running and going away from his passes, from his play calling, from his creativity. So it's a lot of it could be the perfect storm. Obviously, Tua coming back, the offense is going to look completely different. And a lot of people alluded to this. And even he was struggling against Buffalo. We were there in that Buffalo game. So I don't think that it would have been a blow like people expected it to be, because we were going to beat. You can see that. I still remember us being tied 7-7 with Buffalo. We're 1-0. Talk about season changing on a dime, where you're tied against Buffalo, first in the division, 1-0. Both of you 1-0, and now you look at it 6 games in. None of us would have envisioned us being 2-4. None of us would envision Tua being out 3 to 4 games with another concussion. So once again, I do feel refreshed. That is like unlike other seasons. The struggles are early, and now we have a whole season to look forward to. Now, what keeps me grounded is the level of success our defense has had, and it continues to improve. Young guys are going to continue to get reps. Hopefully now with more offensive firepower, I don't see us scoring 10 points a game for the rest of the season. We're looking into the high 20s and 30s to get this off. It will even itself out.
Yeah, that's the hope, right? I mean, we talked about it on a couple of the shows. You know, first of all, make it perfectly clear as a reminder for those, the issues with Miami, and Alex kind of stated there with the coaching, is bigger than just one player. It's bigger than Tua Tagovailoa. And I think, my hope is Tua alone, I don't think could bring this team out of the dumpster or out of the hole. But the spark might kind of ignite Miami to kind of wake up a little bit, get him excited, get him having fun, and scoring some points. But the most scored points they've scored was 20 against Jacksonville with Tua. They couldn't get over, 10 points, I think, against Buffalo.
Correct.
Tua got hurt towards the second half of that game. So before Tua even got hurt, they were struggling to score points. So you would hope that the spark of Tua returning and the excitement that he could bring to the locker room is enough to wake this team up, because you just alluded to it. Coaching and coaching decisions seems to be a huge issue with Miami right now. How you don't, with Tim Boyle, he comes into play for Tyler Huntley after Huntley goes down. And instead of, first of all, you could have been doing this early on in the game, airing it out, stretching the field. You didn't do that.
Correct.
You were doing other things, keeping the ball out of Tyreek. You waited until the second half of the game to do so. And you know that Tim Boyle doesn't have the arm that most quarterbacks have. And you're, instead of going, okay, we need to get quick points. This is not a high-scoring game. This is not a shootout. This is a defensive game with offenses that can't score. The Colts were not a good football team. They haven't been a good team. They struggled. They did everything they could to lose, yet Miami did it better. Instead of saying, okay, let's run some quick outs, some slants here, get the ball out to Tyreek Waddle, 10, 15 yards, 5 yards out, and let them make a play, we're trying to run them straight out and hoping that they could stay open, even though our quarterbacks were getting killed. And then you're running the ball. Jalen Wright does not see the field until the second half, which made no sense to me whatsoever, especially with Achin coming off a concussion and Mozart fumbling the ball and Ingold fumbling the ball. Miami finds ways to lose. And it is bigger than just one player. To say that, and again, the spark might change that. The spark of getting Tua back could be enough to ignite the locker room and the team to say, definitely, okay, you know what I'm saying? Not saying that. That could absolutely do something.
Just his presence alone. Just this person
Yeah,
alone,
just
there's going to be a
the
change.
comeback because they're going to
Correct.
want to win for him, and they're going to want.
Mhm.
But the issues are bigger than Tua because once that wears off, those issues will re-arise later. Will come back up later in the season.
Mhm.
You might have a good jolt where okay, they're 2-4 right now. Now they're 5-4. Oh, all is right in the world. But then those issues are going to start to creep back up. Does McDaniel grow from those issues? Does he grow from it that when those issues start to pick back up, he gets it all back together and fix it? Because this is why exactly. First off, Will Patron in the house, 305 Sports Now. Fid's Faithful Podcast. George is in the house. Great to see you guys. Guys, these two gentlemen here are killing it on their channels. You got to check out. If you love Canes, Hurricanes, Panthers soon, Heat, etc., Dolphins, check out 305 Sports Now. Amazing guy, amazing content. And, of course, Fid's Faithful Podcast. Great guest after great guest after great guest. Not going to spoil his guest, I think, coming up. But he has amazing guests. It looks like daily to me now. I think it's weekly, but I could be wrong. But every time I tune in or see his stuff, he has somebody else on. George Fid's Faithful Podcast on YouTube, guys. Go check it out. Hit that like and subscribe button. It's criminal that his subscriptions haven't jumped up and his views haven't jumped. We got to get you guys watching that stuff. His stuff. It is really good. Oh, well, by the way, let him know. I'll let you know. Florida Panthers, Stanley Cup champions. As some of you know, Alex knows, I've been trying to get Florida Panthers content.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, that's there too. So we'll work that. But for me and 305 Sports Now, I'm going to say this because I already started. I don't want to. Now I know what he's trying to say. But we're working it out. We're between 305 Sports Now and FTSN, powered by both of us on both channels. We're gonna work it out to get a Florida Panthers podcast going.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm very excited about that. Florida Cats and Dirty Rats podcast is going to be the name of that.
Oh.
We're going to talk about it. Just get details out, but we got it. We're going to do it, and we're excited about
Rats
that.
and Cats.
Yes, the Florida Cats and Dirty Rats podcast.
Florida Cats and Dirty Rats.
That's right. And
Rats.
but yes, talk about Miami Hurricanes. The Canes. First off, Canes wear, as you all know, if you love Miami Hurricanes, if you want any kind of Miami sports gear, local pro teams, go check out Canes wear at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, Florida. They got amazing deals there. Great stuff. Go check them out. But what's awesome is obviously they got the official Canes wear podcast here on Tuesday nights, and then the daily podcast with Brad Tahita, and he is going to be live with Will on 305 Sports Now tomorrow, talking Canes, representing Caneswear and FTSN. So make sure you check that out as well. But going back to the Dolphins, man, what I was saying was you obviously see the issues with Miami.
Mm-hmm.
We all know the issues. It's obvious to see because today they cut Hayden Rushi, who we would love to see an opportunity for him to get an opportunity. Who they should have cut was Julian Hill. Julian Hill has a roster spot when he has the most penalties on the team, can't catch a ball, can't catch a block, is an issue for me. So this whole situation, and again, I'm not going to say anything to the end, but really gives me a stake guide towards Mike McDaniel and Chris Greer. They knew what they were going with into this football season. They knew, hey, even though Tua lasted last year, he didn't last the years before. We need to have an adequate backup so when he goes down, we have somebody who can come in and step in and win. They couldn't do that. They had Skylar Thompson start. They realized he sucked. They bring in Tim Boyle. They bring in Tyler Huntley. And Huntley was getting better, but he still he looked like he regressed after a bye. There were some issues there with Miami. And then you go offensive line. We know the struggles there. Linebacker, we know the issues there. It's just been one kind of questionable decision after the other. The reason why the season's not over, in spite of all of that, the AFC East is not very strong. The wild card spots are all up there. Miami's still in that. The New York Jets, who have people question Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa. Everyone knows Aaron Rodgers is Aaron Rodgers, but guess what? You want to know what the Jets' record is right now after trading for Davante Adams and firing Robert Saleh? 2-5. So, do you think the Jets right now are saying, "Oh, it's all over"? No, because they know what they have. And Miami has Tua, they have Hill, they have Waddle. I think there will be a spark. that might get us over to 500 or just above. We got to be real though. The second half of the season, when those issues start to re-arise, can Miami overcome that, Alex? What do you think?
I think they can. I think part of the growth is the instability with Tua being out. The offense became stale, and it was insane to me because I figured with the talent that they have, they would find a way to maximize. Even if they're taking the top out of my offense, I can find a way to kill you 6 yards at a time because I have arguably the 4 or 5 quickest players on the field at any given moment. So that's what really surprised me, the lack of diversity in the offense. Where, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that they started using Juno Smith finally. I'm happy that you see the progression with Jalen Wright, a chain being deployed differently. Mostert looks like he has taken a step back, but I just feel that it's part of the recovery process for him as he was going through his injuries. He's cleared, so he's gonna partake fully with no issues, no stopping. So I believe he could be part of a tandem of your power running backs in regards to you got Jalen and Mostert, and then you have a chain deployed as your number one pass catcher off the backfield. I do hope these angle handoffs stop because people have figured it out. Every time we had a 3rd and 1 last year or a 4th and 1, we expected McDaniel to pass. We have the talent there to pass. We have Waddle. We have Hill. So we've asked him to diversify the offense, but it's gotten to a point where I don't know if it's because he didn't have Tua, but he's relied so much on the run that, yes, we're productive, but then it's counterproductive. And don't get me wrong. We had 2 key turnovers in key moments that derailed our drives. So that's why I'm not overblowing this out of proportion. But it does reflect when you lack discipline that trickles down to the coaching, especially on special teams. So we need to tighten up. Losing Berrios for the season will hurt him at times in the return game, but I do believe it will give opportunities to Malik Washington, to other players, even deploying a chain sometimes to return punts. I'm all open for these changes in regards to it improving and giving you the best chance to be dynamic, because there is no way with the offensive weapons that you have, even if the NFL figured out how to cover and shut you down, there's no way with the talent on the roster that you can counter and still have a productive offense. I'm not talking about 30, 40 points a game, but this offense could easily be scoring 24, 27 points a game, night in, night out. And the defense is doing well enough that we've had 1 possession games. So we're not getting blown out of the water here. People, I understand our record doesn't reflect that. And with Tua alone coming back, your offense is going to be comfortable. You're clicking on all cylinders. The timing is there. So we kind of fell into a perfect storm with Tyler Huntley just being 2 weeks with the team. It's impossible to lead a team, no matter how much talent you have. I do hold a lot of accountability for the coaching staff. Like I mentioned, they should have been a little bit better prepared. I know the turnovers were costly at times, but there are things that I don't expect it to be an issue. And the number one thing I noticed, Tua seems upset. Like, Tua is really bothered by the fact that people continue to opine on him having that he should retire. So it looks like he has a massive chip on his shoulder. So I like this Tua. I haven't seen this Tua. I hope it translates onto the field, whereas the feisty Tua where I'm going to prove people wrong. And like I said, I'm not scared in regards to this happen for Tua being extra aggressive, and it's something that you can measure and be intelligent with going forward. So I'm not one of those people who's afraid, oh my God, he's going to get another concussion. I believe he's going to play perfectly fine the rest of the year. I believe he'll be healthy, God willing. He doesn't get hurt, but I don't foresee it being because of the offensive line, which on the contrary, I'm very happy with the offensive line play, and I'm ecstatic defensively. So I think going through these turmoils, I believe we found a way to continue to work, and now you got to see those mistakes being corrected. So like you mentioned, they don't arise again as the season progresses, because to be honest with you, the AFC is wide open. So it's not like, yeah, we're 2-4, but we're, I think, what, 1 game out of first place, if I'm not mistaken, or 2 games out of first place. Is Buffalo 4-2? I haven't even checked. Or 3-3? Are they 4-3?
Buffalo's not 4-3 or 3-3. Buffalo is man, that dog barks every time you talk.
Every time you see that shit,
5-2.
5-2. Okay,
5-2.
Well, so we got a help him climb. Man,
Yeah.
I understand. I got you. Okay. He's just inputting. He's happy that Tua's back.
That's what you.
He says Tua has a dog in him. But yeah, man. To recap, I do believe, and I know I mentioned it to you the first time. These past 2 seasons, we've dealt with turmoil towards the end of the season, and we died down. This year seems like a complete opposite, and this team is more talented than it was last year. I believe this team has even more weapons. I believe the defense is more talented than it was last year. And we have a defensive coordinator that is willing to play with to your strengths. And he's shown it. He's shown his aggressive nature. I believe we have to weather the storm. We get everybody back healthy. And then you just go on. Now, you got to maximize your weapons. You got to maximize Jalen, right? You see it. It's obvious. If we see it, the coaching staff sees it. There's no way that you're not going to maximize that. And there's no excuse for you not to do it. So I do feel that it came with a maturity part and the evolution of the team. And all right, we got Tua back. Let's go. Let's get on the roll.
Do you think it's obviously you don't think it's a talent issue? Do you think it's a coaching
Not at
issue?
all. I do think it's a coaching issue to a certain extent. It's unfortunate that certain timing, in regards to, for example, perfect scenario. People are not going to mention it, but Tyreek Hill opened down the sideline. Hundler drops the ball right in the basket. Tyreek Hill loses it, supposedly in the lights or on the roof. That's a game-changing play. It's not mentioned, but realistically, he catches that. That's a touchdown. So it's a whole different game. You don't commit those 2 turnovers, you most likely score and you're either getting a field goal. So this is the difference between what we scored 10 points. This is the difference between a 24-17 game, a 24-15 game, and you realize you're like, holy shit, these plays matter, but it's going to fall on the coaches. Like I tell my players, the players carry the wins, the coaches carry the losses, especially special teams. To me, the number one, I have no idea how Crossman still has a job, and I don't wish anybody to get fired, but the special team gaffes continue. But at the end of the day, it falls under Mike McDaniel. It will continue to fall under Mike McDaniel until we are successful. And Mike McDaniel has a respect of ownership of other coaches. They understand the situation that he's in because he made this offense for Tua. But there's no way that even if you make it and you tailor make it for Tua, there's no way that you can diversify and just run a simple offense where you maximize your weapons. It's kind of like get the ball to Hill, let him work. That's legit. You need to pick out 4 to 5 yards at a time. 4 to 5 yards at a time. It is impossible to me when I see this team that we cannot pick 3 to 4 yards at a time. It's impossible. Impossible. Because there's so much talent. And the O-line is doing a decent job that there's no justification for it not happening.
I think that's clear enough. I think you're right on there. And that's how I felt. You know, this team was way too talented to be performing the way they're performing. When you look at even with Tim Boyle or whomever at quarterback, you would think that having these type of weapons would be enough, but it ain't. And they're high. And to me, it is an indictment. When someone says, "Hey, he can only run the offense with Tua," again, that shows me, that you can't move past one player. You look at teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers. Russell Wilson goes down. They bring in Justin Fields. They win out. They switch it up. They put Russell Wilson back in. They win again. They win in spite of the quarterback. The same type of situation with the Tennessee Titans. Will Levis struggles, injured, out in Miami game. Mason Rudolph comes in, wins the game. It's those type of things where you're looking like, damn, why can't it be us? And that's why I did harp on it all off season about we need to get a legitimate backup quarterback. But McDaniel and Greer both said, hey, you know what? We're good at what we have. We trust the process. We trust the guys. You brought it up a couple episodes back. Like, you didn't understand, like, what happened with Skylar Thompson? How did, after 3 seasons, he regress so bad? I told you, again, I see that as an indictment on McDaniel. How can a guy 3 years in your system, under your coaching tree, under your coaching, your mentorship, how does he come in and play worse than what he did when he was a rookie? That makes no sense whatsoever. To me, that's going, okay, he was 3 years under you, and somehow, some way, he got worse. He didn't get better. McDaniel, here's the heads up. You're not just the head coach of Tua Tagovailoa. You're the head coach of Skylar Thompson, Mike White, Tyler Huntley, whoever else you decide to bring in. You need to sit with all of them and go, okay, Skylar, you're not our starter, but I see these things in practice. I'm noticing this stuff. We need to work on this to get better. Hey, Bevel, Coach Bevel, you need to work on Skylar on this. Go ahead, you're on mute.
Sorry, one conversation I don't know if they had. I don't know if the Mike White decision was only monetarily, because if it was, then you start questioning yourself. I know he's not the savior, but how much better Mike White would have been with more experience and with this team, because he was a backup quarterback when he was here. So I understand, yeah, you praise Skylar Thompson, but it was also a financial decision. So I don't know how much that came into play, but I'm pretty sure right now they're like, damn,
well,
we should have kept Mike White.
I know a lot of people I see a few people saying that, oh, why didn't we keep Mike White? People forget when Mike White came in last year, he was bad. He was throwing interceptions. When he started with preseason, he did not look good whatsoever. To me, that when people bring up Mike White, I go, that it's sad to me, because it's like we're making it out like his legitimate backup. He was a third string in New York.
Yeah.
So it's like, let's be real here. I mean, and he wasn't good last year. He came in and almost, the Dolphins were winning, and they benched him, and they put in they benched Tua. They bring in Mike White to kind of close out the game. He throws a pick, Tua has to come back out. It's like, no, people forget. It's they go into the season going, man, we should have kept Mike White. It's like, oh, do we know what we're saying here? You had an opportunity to go get Sam Howell, Fields, Joe Flacco, any kind of veteran as of Mac Jones out of New England who got traded. You could have got any of these guys, and it would have been way better backups than what you currently have. And it proved right now that you could only win one game, I guess. Yeah, it was only one game that you won with Tua being out. You beat the Patriots with 15 points. Is that inspiring? Absolutely not. So I look at Coach McDaniel, I look at Chris Greer, and especially McDaniel more than anything, because people go, oh, but Chris Greer's the one who better. No, McDaniel has a lot to say about what's going on that football team. He has a lot of these players are picked by him. They don't make the trade for Tyreek unless McDaniel signs off on it. They don't sign OBJ unless McDaniel said, let's go get OBJ, who couldn't catch the ball in his first game back, or drop the ball in his first game back. You could have used that money elsewhere, but you decided to go ahead and go get OBJ. A lot of that has to do with Coach McDaniel. That's why I look at him just as I look at me as Coach Greer or Chris Greer. And when people are saying, hey, fire Coach McDaniel, what? Only McDaniel. Oh, no, fire Chris Greer. You don't fire one unless you fire the other. If the season falls flat, if they don't crawl out of the hole, or if they kind of peak up and then they fall flat again at the end, I don't want to hear one person say, no, we need to fire this one guy. No. If you fire one, you fire both.
Correct.
You fire one. If not, you let him run out another year. And I hate to say it if that's the case, but you don't do this whole, oh, we're going to fire Chris Greer now and we're going to force the new GM. We're going to force McDaniel on a new GM. No. Do it right. If you're going to do it, you do it right. Clean house, and let the new general manager hire the coach, and then go from there.
If it doesn't work, I agree with you 100%. You cannot do this again. Like there's a point that championship franchises have to be built from the top. So if this is not successful, you have to build from the top. And you have a decent roster. So this is not something that is a project here. You have a roster. You have a franchise quarterback. So there's things that you can work around it. But I'm not. It's insane because I know it looks bleak right now, and I know people are going to be people are going to be flabbergasted by what I say. But I do genuinely believe that the Dolphins can still compete with any team in the NFL when everything is clicking on all cylinders, because we are that talented, and it's just discipline. I know it comes to the coaching, and this might be the last moment that McDaniel needs to mature to the level, because he's knowledgeable. We understand that. And I understand he's not a physical presence, but he knows what he's doing. It's just you got to hold your players accountable, and they got to produce at the end. That's it. If they're producing, no one questions anything. No one questions methods. No one questions accountability. Why? Because you're producing, you're winning. But if you're losing, you're not playing entertaining football. And there are one-possession games, but they're ugly one-possession games.
But here's the problem. They're ugly one possession games. They're one possession games against bad teams.
Yes.
You're not doing this against good teams. It's not like you beat the bad teams and you're just losing to the good teams. And it's like, oh no, dude, they have to get over this hump. No, they're losing against bad teams. They are just beating bad
the good
teams.
team. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it's they got, first of all, no, the only good team really that they faced was Buffalo, and Buffalo stomped them with Tua in the lineup till the second half. Jacksonville's not a good team, and they barely beat Jacksonville. New England, their second win was only 5 points. They scored 15 points. Miami barely wins, and when they lose, they lose again. They barely lose or lose against very bad teams. That's the problem. So if you can't beat bad teams, or you're just beating bad teams, or you figure that out, you still have to go against the very good teams. And guess what? The second half of the season is not going to get easier. So we got to hope that the return of Tua Tagovailoa, which I think it will provide a spark enough for Miami to beat the bad teams. They go against an Arizona team that Marvin Harrison is struggling right now. This is a winnable game, another winnable game on the schedule for the Dolphins. A perfect opportunity to get close to 500, go 3-4 on the season before you continue. Now's a good time to do it, to provide that spark. But if they go into Hard Rock and get beat by Arizona, I don't care what the score is, and now they're down 2-5 with Tua at quarterback. I know people are going to say, oh, it's rust. Bullcrap. Tua says he's ready to go. He's been ready to go. He's been practicing every week. He's a veteran. He's a competitor. Rust doesn't exist there. If they come in and they drop the ball against Arizona, now they're 2-5, serious, legitimate serious, not fans upset about the world. Oh, it's already over after 0-1. The team sucks, 1-1. Oh, wait, that sucks. No, if 2-5 and you lost to another bad team with the talent that you have on this roster, then there's a legitimate conversation to be had going, okay, this has to stop. You're putting too much money and too much talent on this football team to perform this way. You had too much hype going into the season of performing this way. So where does the problem start, Alex? Usually, where does the problem start? When you have all that talent and it's not working out, where does it usually start?
Well,
starts from the top.
It starts from the top. It starts from your coaching, and then it trickles down into your psyche, and then everything that usually bounces your way doesn't bounce your way, and then it starts mounting up. Basically, the famous phrase, when it rains it pours. It happens, and professional sports in general, it's a game of runs. There, you go through your ups and downs. During your seasons, you're going to endure a losing streak. It comes with it, but it's finding a way to continue to push through and to continue to improve while being accountable. You're not blaming anybody, but you have to be accountable for what's not working. And yes, I understand. A loss is a loss. Look, when you're in coaching, context is very important. If I'm getting blown out by these bad teams, now I'm in deep shit, because even with the talent that I have, I'm not being productive at all. My defense is not working. So now I've lost my defense. And as a coach, when you lose the locker room, which he hasn't, but when you lose, especially in football, because it's two sides. In basketball, offense plays defense, and it's back to back. But when you lose one side of the ball in the locker room, now it's a house divided. And now you have a team that's divided. But it doesn't seem to be that way. So we'll see how these next few weeks go. Realistically, 3 to 4 weeks, we might be talking differently about this season. So it could go either way. But I do have solid hope, not being a homer, but I do have solid hope that the fact that the defense has played so well, it will translate into success once Tua is fully integrated and this offense is clicking. So last year, our problem, defense wasn't clicking. Defense, we were struggling at times. This season seems to be the other way around, which we never envisioned, but the offense has been struggling. So the defense has kept them afloat. And honestly, the defense has given you those 2 victories, because it's not really the offense. Defense has been the one that guaranteed you those 2 victories. If not, you're 0-6. So it'll be a different conversation in a few weeks, hopefully.
Well, again, this Sunday, we face the Miami Dolphins face the Arizona Cardinals. It's a winnable game, but again, you're facing a Kyler Murray. Marvin Harrison's struggling; they're not getting hit the ball. The Cardinals are not a great team. That's an opportunity to that you could pull out there, win. You better win that game because then you got Buffalo in Buffalo. Only credit there is that it's earlier in the season rather than later in the winter. But still, you got to think, okay, well, if you beat Arizona, you're 3-4. Let's say you lose to Buffalo, you're 3-5. Because if you lose Arizona and then you go into Buffalo, you're 2-5, then 2-6. All hellfire and brimstone. Because then you got the Rams right after that. The Rams, a veteran team, veteran quarterback. Cooper Kupp is coming back. That's on primetime, and Miami sucks on primetime. They haven't been good on primetime. That is like, then you're thinking,
it's our Achilles heel. I don't know why. Man.
I don't know what it is, dude. Bro. Then you got the Raiders. So let's say Bills and Rams, those are tough ones. Those are ones that you're like, okay, right now, Miami, let's say 4-5, right? Let's say Miami beats Arizona. They go 3-4, lose against Buffalo, 3-5, lose against the Rams, 3-6. Then you got the Raiders. That's a winnable game. There's no reason to lose that football game, realistically, right? Mm-hmm. Then you got the Patriots. You should win that game. Again, you beat them barely 15-10, but now you got Tua. So let's say that's like a 20-plus point game. Miami has to score more than 20 points going forward.
And I'm
not looking for 30 points. They need to get 20-plus points because they're averaging like 11 points a game or something.
Yeah, it's pedestrian. It's embarrassing, man.
Horrible. Then you got the Packers. That's going to be a pain in the ass.
That's going to be a good game. That's going to be a really good game.
Then you got the Jets again. And again, I think we split between the Jets. I think we split. If everything is right in the world.
Yeah,
right?
if everything falls. Yeah, if everything falls as it's supposed to be.
Yeah, and then you got Houston. And the Packers primetime again. So there you go. That's another knock on our belt. Then you got the Texans. That's going to be a tough one. Then you got the 49ers. Then you got the Browns. And then you got the Jets to finish it out. So Miami, I hope they're playing that song, Ain't No Mountain High Enough. I hope they are, because they got to climb a big-ass mountain to get to the playoffs, because they have dug themselves a bit of a hole here. So anyway, moving on, let's talk about another Miami team in the hole right now, and that is the Miami Heat, who will lose their first game of the season. They did, 116-97. Let me make sure they lost it in the second half, basically in the third quarter, outscored 39-18, which basically cost them the game here. Bam Adebayo only 9 points. Terry Rozier with 19. He was the leading scorer. Mm-hmm. Hero with 14. Butler with 3 points. That's inexcusable. Jovic had 15 points. He got those late in the game.
Well, he started 4 for 4. He started 4 for 4. Yeah,
I know. He had 9 points when I was in the first when I started. 9 points for Highsmith, 6 points for Robinson, 13 points for Jaquez, 7 points for Bryant, and Piers Pell Larson, the rookie, got 2 points. Rare came in, he had no points but 2 rebounds. So and Drew Smith also played 1 rebound, 1 assist. Anyway, well, it said final. Now it's saying it's 49, but it doesn't matter. There's no chance in hell.
Yeah, they're going to lose.
Mm-hmm. But, okay, first off, Alex, from what you've seen, obviously we couldn't catch the second half. We were both out here. But, again, Jimmy with only 3 points. I know it's only game 1. Mm-hmm. I know you and I both have good expectations for Miami this year. And I think people are starting to recognize, too, that, hey, Miami, this is not a team to be slept on.
No.
It is game 1. It's not the end of the world. It's not like the Dolphins where, early season losses like, that's it. We're screwed. You got an 80-some-odd game season. Mm-hmm. But 116-97 loss against Orlando. How do you sum this up? What the hell happened?
Well, I started seeing in the first quarter, and their closeouts. Defensively, we were late on every single closeouts. The Magic, I believe I counted, had at least 7 to 8 wide-open three-pointers. And yet, we were clicking on all cylinders offensively. We were pushing the pace. So, the team implemented a new offense, being the 5-out. You're relying more on basically tandem, secondary actions off your 5 outs. So last year we were very stale at times offensively. It became a lot of high pick and roll, ISO basketball. But now you have a team that is fluid. Tyler Hero is more of a catch and shoot player. They've really taken this focus of either layups or 3-pointers because the mid-range game is an outdated shot in the NBA numbers wise. You know, there's still some players that can relate to it, but even Tyler's gone away from his mid-range. Terry shot a few, but it's mostly they want to push the pace. It didn't help that Jimmy and Bam were off today. I don't know if they were forcing, they were getting comfortable, but this is not the same team that I saw in the preseason. Offensively, cohesively, they were missing shots. The shots that typically fall. Granted, the Magic are a very tough matchup because they have functional size in all positions. The Magic are taller than most teams in every single position. So I was actually texting the coaching staff that we're texting back and forth because these are situations that as the season progresses and Khalil Ware progresses, that you might see combos of Ware, Bam, and Jovic against size of the Magic's magnitude. Now, as the season progresses and they continue to develop, I do believe that Pelle Larsson and Ware will be part of the rotation. Now, what you do expect to change, number one, you're never going to see Miami play a game defensively like they played today. They look flat out on defense, flat. And you know that's not what we're about, especially on Pat Riley night. That's a big no-no because they show no effort whatsoever in the third quarter. And it seems to be a trend like it was last year. I do believe Spo, like it's only the first game. Spo is going to tinker a little bit with the substitution patterns because there was a period of time where he didn't play Tyler, Jimmy, and Bam on the floor. So I could understand you wanting to push the pace with Nico and Jaime. But, for example, even some of the combinations, I expected Jaime to be more on ball. I expected Hawkins to be more of a creator offensively, and I didn't see that role today. I didn't like the substitution where he brings in Hawkins, I believe, and he still has Jimmy out there. I don't think Jimmy and Hawkins should play a lot of minutes together because you kind of lose who one person is in Jaime, because Jaime essentially plays the Jimmy role. But you can stagger them together and they might close out a lot of lineups. But you're kind of figuring it out. When you instill a new offense, it's going to take time because, yeah, you played in the preseason, you succeeded in the preseason, but Orlando Magic are a hell of a defensive team, especially with KCP and Suggs. That's arguably the best defensive backcourt in the NBA. So I'm not excusing it. When I saw the tendencies in the first half, I'm like, oh, man, defensive, we look a little sluggish out there. And I was even telling my son, I'm like, do you see how late their closeouts are? Because they had no effort defensively at all. And then the Magic were shooting threes left and right. And they were doing high screens. They were getting free shots in the corner. Those are tendencies that you see that it catches up to you, man. The Magic are a young team. They're hungry. But once again, first game, we just don't want to see this become a trend. We want to see the trajectory. And I tell a lot of people, be patient. The number one thing I mentioned in the offseason, there was going to be a change in offensive philosophy. When you lean more offensively, unfortunately, your defense tends to lag a little bit. But I do feel they're going to tighten the ropes in regards to that. And they're going to right the ship. The starting lineup is going to remain the same. You just might see Spo stagger his lineups differently. So you might see different sub patterns, and then you're waiting for Pelle Larsson to develop, where to develop. But these are rotational pieces that Thomas Bryant realistically shouldn't be playing in these games. I know K Love was out today. K Love is typically going to be your backup five, and you're going to have Highsmith there. You're going to have Hawkins. You're going to have Robinson. Spo's probably going to go with those 9 guys, but you might see little by little, because it's a necessity. You need to be athletic. You need to be big in this NBA. So you might see Ware Larsson a little bit quicker than expected, but they still want to develop because Ware's timing is still not there fully. His athleticism is there. He's gonna open up the floor a lot offensively at times when he's allowed to shoot, because I believe the learning curve for him offensively is going to be way more quicker than Bam, but he's not there yet. His timing is off. His defense is a little off. Kind of like the whole Nico project that it was. Now you see Nico as a different player. Jaime already came prepared season. I do expect Jaime's role to I expect Spo
Increase.
to have staggering lineups where Jaime is more featured on ball because he needs to create for that second unit.
Yeah, exactly. So Magic and first of all, Magic are no joke at all. You brought it up about their defensive backcourt. Paolo Banchero had 33 points, 11 rebounds. Franz Wagner, who they just extended, had 23 points. Suggs and Black both had 11 and 10. 18 for Gary Harris. Moritz Wagner, who I liked for Miami, 7 points. And points for Wendell Carter. 3.8 points for Wendell Carter. And we talked about it. Remember, you told me about their big jump. I had it in the playoffs. I had them seated higher. I think 5 or 4. And, we talked about that because you were like, whoa, Dan, you have a big jump. I believe in this team. I think the Magic are a legit team to mess with. And they're young and they're hungry. Yep. I mean, you add one, like, you throw a superstar in that mix, which you really probably don't need because Banchero is going to be that. And I think Wagner is going to be that for them too. But you add one superstar in there, and that team's off the chain. So they're doing it right in Orlando. It's cool to see for the Magic, or I would say our sister team because they're in Orlando.
Yeah.
But Miami, it sucks. It was a bad loss. Again, Jimmy Butler with only I don't know if he got hurt or whatever the hell, but he only had 3 points. He
was just off. He was just off.
It was an off day. Again, it's like
it
needs to pick up. We talked about this last season. It kind of continues the conversation. Hero, Rozier being your leading scorers, that's okay sometimes, but it shouldn't really be the case. The offense needs to be balanced out. A lot of time when those guys are leading the way, you're not winning the game. When you have a Bam Adebayo who's actually opened up his game, who I expect to have a big year this year, he only had 9 points. That's a problem. We got to figure out a way to get them in the ball, get them in the game, and get them going early on. Get them going, get that rhythm going. Same thing with and you know what? This game right here, Jovic with 15 points, that's a promising sign. That says that he got those minutes, he made his shots. As he continues throughout the season, he gets to get better. Again, 83 games or whatever. 80 plus games. 82 games. This is only game 1. 81 games left. The younger guys, especially the Joviches and the Jaquez's, they're only going to get better. They're only going to get better, and that's going to help Miami later on in the season. And that's why I believe, like I said, these teams are going to be in the playoffs. The Heat are not going to be a team to be slept on, and it's going to be a fun season. I did want to bring this up, Alex, and we won't keep the show going too long tonight, guys. But I do want to talk about this. And I meant to do this the last show, but as you know, I told you, hey, let's push this to another day. But the Heat, I think they have like 4 players in the top 100 on ESPN. Did you see that?
Yeah.
So Horford, first of all, didn't retire. You told me you retired. You lied. You're a liar. So I don't trust you.
It was my mistake. He retired from international competition.
I saw it the other day. I'm like, why the hell is he walking into a game? This is bullshit. He lied, bro. I was like,
you lied. Why you lying to me, man?
Why you lying to me, boy? Did you see Harrison's message?
What happened?
Look, Harrison wrote this.
Oh, wrap it up, Alex. Oh, that's what you're not playing next one. Wrap it up. I mean, I was gonna respond to that last one. I'm not gonna say anything.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. Yeah. You should.
Make sure you're wrapping it up. Chris Paul's number 99.
Yeah.
There's some people like I was a little like, damn. But our very own rookie from last season, Jaquez, he's 86. He was the 86th best player in the NBA. They were voted, which is pretty damn cool to see. I'm gonna run down this list very quick, see if I could if there's any surprises. Tyler Hero came in at 76. Let's roll out. Klay Thompson took Klay Thompson went from 41 to 71. What was Tyler Hero? Hero went up 3 spots. He was 79 last year.
Yeah.
He went up 76. Bradley Beal went from 37 to 70.
Yeah. At this age, you're gonna start seeing massive dips. Why? Because also the rise of the young guys. So it's a
Brandon
combination
Miller.
of yes.
Brandon Miller was not ranked just like Jaquez. Jaquez went to 86. Brandon Miller went to 68. Cade Cunningham 67. Green is still up there. Green's at drop, but he went only 11 spots. He's 66 out of 55.
Draymond Green, he's essential to what they do out there. But even the Warriors are going through changes in that regard. That the
for
only
sure.
player eventually is going to be Steph. I think Steph is the last one from there.
Emmanuel Quickly, your boy, from 92 to 64.
Yep.
Let's keep going here. I'm gonna just speak the
I
guys.
got him on my fantasy team and I lost him. He had a pelvic contusion, so he didn't return to the game. Yeah, so
Derek Lively was not ranked. He got up to 56. Good for him. I mean, that dude's legit. Let's see here. Wagner stayed at 52. He's still 52. Let's go. Let's keep balling out here. Let me go back up here. Baba Booey.
Look,
I love their list.
Spo's first comment. Spoelstra on defense, the activity level wasn't there, and that's true. He's straight up, man. He's fucking pissed.
I love
he's
Spo, man.
pissed, man.
LaMelo Ball dropped 2 spots. He was 48 to 50. Let's see. Evan Mobley dropped from 40 to 47. Porzingis went from 62 to 46, so a big jump for him.
Porzingis
DeRozan from 62 to 46.
That's a big jump, but whatever.
Yeah, well, it's called, I don't know. Anyway, 39 to 45 was DeMar DeRozan. Here's you want to talk a giant jump? A giant jump.
What's the biggest one?
Jalen Williams went from 95 to 44.
Oh, I believe that from the Thunder.
Yes.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I will say,
stud.
I don't know if Harrison still has it, but Harrison has. I don't know if it's an auto or what. He has an autographed Jalen Williams card. I believe it's
rookie card.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I hope he didn't. I don't know if he sold it, but I know for sure it's a Jalen. If he's still watching, hopefully he comes in and says it.
You know what player is going to improve also? A big jump is Jalen Johnson from the Hawks, the power forward. Yep. That kid's going to take a huge leap as well.
And DeJounte Murray went from 60 to 43.
Yeah. He's in a much better situation.
100%.
In the Pelicans. Much better situation.
Siakam dropped from 25 to 42.
Okay.
Harden, only a couple spots, rose from 43 to 41. Ingram dropped from 27 to 40.
People are sleeping on Ingram, man. Ingram's going to have a good year this year. People talking shit about Ingram.
Drew Holiday dropped from 26 to 36, so 10 spots.
Yeah. You'll see some of the decline of Drew Holiday a little bit. It's natural.
2 big jumps here. Scotty Barnes was ranked 63rd last year. He's down to 35 now. 64. Okay. Rudy Gobert down to up to 34, so 30 spots up. Your
Rudy
boy
Gobert?
Yep, 30 spots.
Bro, Rudy Gobert should. Oh my God, there's so much things. Jesus Christ, man! Like, don't get me wrong. I do not understand how. I understand he changes the game. He's dynamic in certain aspects, but he does absolutely nothing outside from rebounding and put back shots. That is it. He's not the best defensive player in the league. I know it's something personal with me and Bam, but there's no way. The DPOY, there's no way that you can attack him, that you make him unplayable in the playoffs. It's impossible. You cannot make your defensive player unplayable. You can't.
Yeah. Lauren Markkanen went from 28 to 33. Chet Holmgren had a major rise. He went from 73 to 32.
Yes, and I justify. You know who's also going to have a probably rise? The center from the Rockets, Alfred Singpong.
I think I passed him, but he's up. He's between the 100 and the 50s, I think. Jamal Murray went from 17 to 31. Karl Anthony Towns dropped 10 spots. He went from 20 to 30. Sabonis dropped from 22 to 29. Jimmy had a big drop. Go ahead.
Yeah. Jimmy's declined too. Did AD jump because AD's career year with Redick as his coach?
Yeah. I'm gonna tell you. I think AD's further down, but Jimmy's rank is at the 28th. He's at 28. He was ranked 12 last season.
Okay.
Zion rose from 57 to 27.
Okay. Damn.
Kyrie Irving rose. Yeah, Kyrie went from 34 to 25. Paolo didn't go too high. He was from 30 last year. He's 24 now. He'll go higher than that after this season.
Yeah.
Lillard dropped about 11 spots, 14 to 23. Kawhi Leonard only dropped 2 spots, 24 to 22. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, never plays. Paul George is ranked 21st. He was ranked 18th last year. 15 spots, a rise for John Morant, who was 35 last year, went to 20.
Okay.
This is a major jump. Tyrese Maxey, 42 to 19.
Yes. He's gonna be one of the best players in the league this year.
Here's our boy here. He was actually no, I'm sorry. He didn't raise, he dropped, but just 2 spots. 16 to 18, Bam Adebayo. Not
Okay.
bad, but still top 18.
No, not bad. That's fine.
Donovan Mitchell, 17. Halliburton, 16. I'll just read it out as we go and see if there's any drops or rise. Booker, 15. Jaylen Brown, 14. 13, Anthony Davis. He dropped 3 spots. Jalen Brunson had a big jump from 32 to 12. Victor Wembanyama was ranked 47 last year. He's ranked 11 now.
Oh, yeah. By the time this year's over, he's the best player in the NBA, probably.
And here we go, top 10. All right. Let's play a game, Alex. Who's the 10th best player according to ESPN?
According to ESPN,
10th
best player, I'll say Tatum.
Anthony Edwards.
Anthony Edwards, 10.
Ranked number 10.
Oh, man, I have Anthony Edwards top 5. What's people?
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. Okay, I like this. All right. Ooh, I'm going to piss out myself. Let's go. All right, number 9, Alex. Who's number 9? Tatum. You keep saying Tatum.
Tatum?
No. I just said that's what you keep saying. Tatum.
Damn it.
It's not Tatum.
Number 9, Jaylen Brown.
Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Jaylen Brown was from 11 to 50, I think. He was in that rank.
Wait. What, from 11?
Yeah, let me tell
you.
He's
number 50? Oh.
No.
Oh.
I said he's between those ones.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Let me tell you. I'll tell you.
Yeah, let me know.
Jaylen Brown was 14.
Okay, 14. All right.
Okay. So, number 8.
Tatum.
Joel Embiid.
Embiid, man, I hate Embiid, bro.
He was ranked 3rd, and he dropped to 8. Did you see what? Oh, never mind. That's a whole conversation. No, number 7. I haven't seen this top 10 list. I'm seeing it as you are.
As I am? Number 7.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Okay. I got Joker, SGA on the top. Joker and SGA are top 3, top 4 for sure.
Yeah, I think it's 1 and 2. I have to think Joker. I would be crazy. I have a fear it's Tatum, but I have to think it's Joker or SGA 1. I'm going to say Joker.
Let me go.
I'm thinking
number
he just
number
what he brings to the
7.
game. Yeah, 7th best
7.
player in the NBA.
I'm tempted to say LeBron or Giannis, but I might be a little too low on them, I think. But I'll say LeBron. They rank him 7th player.
It's LeBron.
Yeah.
Okay. LeBron. Yeah, you got one.
I got one.
All right, here we go. You better play those lotto numbers, homeboy.
It does make sense. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I told you. I knew it, bro.
Knew it, man.
1 out of 100, bro. I got it right.
Jesus.
Trust me. Remember the rule book, bro. Trust
the rule book, man. I know it.
Alex, bro. That's not how you play. Wait, first, that's a foul, bro.
Bro.
Here comes down to the rule book, bro. All right.
It was infuriating, man. Infuriating.
All right. No, 6th best player. He was ranked 5th last year, but he's the 6th one best this year.
Giannis.
Sorry. That was an infuriating. That's like piss. That would piss me off if somebody did that. I feel like a dickhead doing it. Anyway, Steph Curry.
Steph Curry. Okay. All right.
I hate this fucking guy. Anyway,
Tatum.
Number 5. Did I give it away?
You gave it away, man.
Sorry.
Number 4 is Giannis.
SGA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Giannis is 3.
Yes.
Joker is 1.
I have to assume who would that make number 2?
Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second. Let me focus here. Let me go through my teams.
He's my MVP.
Luca. Yeah, that's true.
There you go.
Luca. Forgot about Luca for a second.
Damn, Alex, legit.
Yeah, I forgot about Luca. I was
There's your
going through
proof,
the
guys.
teams.
There's your proof. You don't know shit about basketball. Told y'all. Excuse me. And then Joker goes number one. Joker is that dude's crazy, man.
I want to see how they
champion.
manage. I want to see how they manage because I believe Murray will start to decline little by little. So I want to see how they revamp that roster when there's certain declines because the Joker looks like one of those players that he can abruptly retire at 34. Yeah. Like he legit looks like he's happy. He's good. I'm good.
And he'll retire and he'll go down as one of the greats and he'll get in the Hall of Fame. And I mean, it'll be kind of criminal. I mean, I don't want to see him win multiple just because that means Miami did it and he's just, but I could see him going down winning multiple championships. And maybe not. Sure. I mean, even though I could see him retiring as a Nugget, because just like you said, I could see him retiring early. Yeah, but he's going to retire as a Nugget. The NBA is thirsting over him going somewhere else. Put him in a big market and letting him ride out. It's just what other team I hope I think he retires a Nugget just because he'll retire.
I think he retires a Nugget, correct. Like I think Curry will retire a Warrior. I don't see Curry playing for players like that. Part of their legend and part of their stamp on the game is that you play for one team and you ride out like the Tim Duncans in San Antonio. Like for example, in our case, UD here from Miami. Like you don't see those players with any other team.
Okay. All right. So there you go, guys. That was the 100 top rankings. I want to try something different today. Very quick, just quick reactions to some oddity stories from the news, from the apnews.com. First one is a New Zealand airport wants you to hug goodbye faster. It says max hug time. They have a sign. Max hug time is 3 minutes. For fonder farewells, for longer or fonder farewells, please go to use the car park. So they don't want you when you're at the terminal hugging too damn long. They need you to move along. So if you want to hug each other longer, go to the car park, go to the parking lot, hug it out, but don't do it here. That's pretty funny, Alex.
I love that. When airports have to regulate your affection time, that means like, hey, too much PDA. Let's just keep going. Okay, it's just a flight. Come on.
Put your pants back on and move along, bro. It says travelers leaving the New Zealand city of Dunedin will have to keep their emotional farewells brief after a new 3-minute time limit was imposed on goodbye hugs in the airport's drop-off area in order to prevent lingering cuddles for causing traffic jams. So I've never. How many? I don't know. I've never had a 3-minute hug. I mean, because leaving to the airport, it's always kind of like a, hey, I love you, a big hug, and then walk off. I don't think I've ever had a 3-minute hug.
No. Usually 3-minute hugs are not like affectionate in nature, or it's mostly relations to a sad moment. A person needs your help, usually with your kids. So I don't see 3-minute hugs, like at all.
I wonder, but something has had to happen in that point for them to implement that rule.
Yeah.
Funeral home in Poland apologizes after a corpse falls out of a hearse in traffic. God damn.
Mama, there goes that man. Yeah, like it's there's no point. I'm like, why are you gonna be hugging like for 3 minutes? No,
when I left Florida recently, I get my mom got out of the car, I got my bag, she came around, I gave my sister a hug, very quick hug. She went in the car. I gave my mom a hard hug, but not like let's for 3 minutes. I just say, hey, I love you, blah blah, and she went on her way. So I don't know what 3-minute hugs are going. Nashville, I don't know when it's going to be implemented, but I know Nashville now is starting to allow, or it's going to start allowing people, like if you're dropping let's say you dropped your meal off at the airport, you just get parked and then walk in with her and go in through the security, walk her to the terminal, and you can hang out and sit with her until she gets on the plane and get you out.
Before you couldn't do that.
No, remember you used to be able to do that before, of course, 9/11.
Of course.
But now they're starting to say that they're going to start allowing that again. So of course you got to go through security, you got to go through the whole normal thing.
Yeah, which I don't find a reason not to do it. I know they're trying to do overcrowded. Like for example, if you do it in MIA, it's going to be insane. But there's things that like it's pointless because you're going to go through your checkpoints and everything. You just got to exit the airport.
But think about this. Yeah, 3 minutes is a long time. Get off of me. Alex has heard that before.
Good one. Good one. Good one. Good one. It gets hot, man.
You walked right into that, sister.
Yeah.
You walked right into that.
Get off me. I ain't on you. I'm in you.
I ain't done yet. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm gonna go 4 minutes.
Yeah. Be my personal record.
You're timing yourself.
50 pumps, 51.
50 pumps.
I'm good. Bernie
Yeah,
Mac.
man.
I love that. Bernie Mac would say that.
Oh, dude. I saw a clip from
Sex ain't nothing but 50 pumps, man.
Yeah, that's right. You remember the movie Soul Man with Bernie Mac?
Yes, with Samuel Jackson. Yeah,
I was
they were
just
awesome
watching that
together,
scene.
bro.
Oh, dude, Bernie Mac was amazing. Chef, what's up, brother? Great to see you, my man. Thank you for coming on and hopping on with us. We're doing all right. I'm doing good. Alex, you doing all right?
I'm doing good, man. How you doing, Chef?
Good to see Chef in the house, brother. So yeah, but can you imagine? Oh my God, like that's like thank God that didn't happen to ABC. Yeah, that's Alex's response.
Exactly.
It's been 3 minutes. Get off.
Yeah.
Alex goes ABC. You gotta get this thing. And here comes Tati. But God forbid, dude, that's horrible. Can you imagine? I mean, we just came from, one, and that would be the worst scenario.
That would be the worst. Oh, man.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's terrible. Funeral home in Poland apologized after a corpse falls out of a hearse in traffic. That is freaking terrible. Did a car hit it? That's what I want to know. I would like to know. I'm going to open this story up very quick. I just want to know. A funeral home in Poland issued an unusual apology after a corpse that it was transported fell out of a hearse into traffic. The man was driving down a street in southeastern Poland when he first saw a sheet on his car window. When the sheet slid down, he saw a body lying on the road. For a moment, the driver feared that he had hit the person. Oh my! Local media published an image of the corpse lying on a white strip. That is freaking horrible. Oh my gosh! How did that even occur? Yeah, the driver freaked out. Hey, Chef, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, my man. Chef, everyone who's watching right now, wherever you're watching, first off, we thank you for joining us at this late hour. If you're on Eastern time, 10:46, you're watching East 10th Street Boys straight out of Hialeah with Alex and Bobby. And as Chef has said, and I appreciate Chef, appreciate you, brother. Subscribe, like, share, and donate. Help the channel grow. It's beautiful, man. I appreciate you, brother, more than you know. German police say pizza order number 40 came with a side of cocaine. Alex, can you imagine? You go, oh, this is a weird kind of cheese, and you go, well,
it's like, I like this cheese.
This ain't cheese.
This is some good cheese. There's some good government cheese.
Oh my goodness, Chef, who's going to fan club weekend this weekend? I would have loved to have gone. Unfortunately, due to some circumstances, I won't be able to go. But I know, obviously, Chef, as you know, because you go there, and I would have loved to see you, brother. And hopefully, I get to see you in February. I will be down there for the Dolphins Cancer Challenge. I'm raising money for that, as you know, and hopefully, I get to see you at the event, or hopefully at any kind of meetup. Let's stay in touch, brother. I'd love to see you, my man. Greek man convicted. This is the last one, Alex. Greek man convicted of causing disturbance by entering neighbors' properties to smell their shoes. Okay.
What?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ, man! What's up with these people?
Can you imagine? You hear a noise and you walk out and you see someone sniffing your shoes. What do you do at that point? Do you tell them get away? Do you let it be and say, hey, maybe they need this? Yeah,
exactly. I don't know how I would react in a scenario like that, because then you're like, am I disturbing you for something? I'm sorry. My apologies. At that point, I would feel bad. It's like an addict. You're just looking at him like, you okay? Like, okay, I'll let you finish.
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. 3 minutes, right? Come on. It's like airports. Let's go.
Yeah. 3 minutes. You got 3 minutes.
Let's go, man. That's the time.
Oh man. Harrison says, "Oh my God, still." Yeah.
Just 3 more minutes, Harrison. Just
three more minutes, bro. We just need 3 more minutes.
We should do that actually. 1:10:52. Let's wait for 3 more minutes. 1:13:55.
Just because. Well, here's something. Hey,
Yes.
talk about Dolphins for Chef and everyone tuning in, Dolphin fans. Dolphins legend Richmond Webb has been named to the top 50 of modern era candidates for the Pro Football Hall of Fame for 2025. Obviously, they still have a couple rounds to go, but really cool that now he's in the top 50. Let's hope he gets in finally. Well deserved. We'd love to add another Hall of Famer into for the Miami Dolphins. So I pop in here. Make sure we're not missing anything. But Alex, anyway, brother, any final words before we wrap this up?
No, man. I'm just excited to get back. I know we've had some up and down scheduling with the show, but hopefully, I know once we go full in season, there's going to be some Wednesday nights I can't make it. So maybe, obviously, we'll be on either another day during the week, a Sunday. But I just love getting into the flow of things because we kind of take this hour, aside from airplanes flying over us, and it's just like a relaxing situation. It's a rally. Yes, Tati. Very important. Make sure your voice is heard.
We did vote today.
Yes,
today.
perfect, man.
We voted early.
Perfect.
It's done. We're good to go.
Perfect, man. It's just like I said. It's funny how sometimes we overlook it, but this hour and a half that we always do is cool, like a decompress for a lot of people. I just want to make it fun for people, relax, and obviously a shout out to our wives, to our families that allow us to come on and express ourselves. And I know they're always behind the camera, which they like it that way. But one day we got to change that, actually. We got to look at this man, bro. Unbelievable.
Because she said go vote early. It's important.
Yeah.
We voted early. It is important. I mean, go.
It's super important,
wherever
man.
you stand, wherever you roll,
Correct.
wherever aisle you stand in, go
Correct.
vote. That's the greatest privilege you can have as an American citizen. Go vote. Do your best. And if you don't vote, I don't want to hear a word out of you.
Oh,
yeah. Oh, hell. Uh-oh, direct to voicemail. Kiss ass. Oh. Go call your bestie. Oh, wait. Here they go. And Alex is just enjoying. He's just waiting for the comments to keep coming in.
I love it.
Oh, dude, you should hear them. You should hear them. Anyway, no, guys, absolutely. First off, thank you so much for everyone joining us tonight. We appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be back next Wednesday night, depending on availability.
We don't know, but it's provocative. It gets the people going.
What's that even mean? Whatever he thinks what it means. I'm sure he'll explain it. He's just being Harrison. We all love him for it. But anyway, we appreciate you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. We're back Wednesday night, talking Dolphins, Heat, growing up Miami, and everything in between. That's Alex T. She's gone, Bobby Finstock. Good night, Miami.
Hasta luego.
Bobby L. Gringos in the house. Straight out of Hialeah, no doubt. East 10th Street where we play out. Here we bring the Miami crowd. Alex, the boy with the B. Step into rhythm, feel the heat. Street vibes mixing with the Latin tree. In our flow, the two worlds meet.